Alright, so go on, get out.
Dude, why'd you threaten me back there?
I have it on video of you saying you're gonna get out and kick my ass.
Well, you just threatened me.
Hey, what the fuck is this? Some kind of magic trick? They made the tough guy from behind the wheel disappear, and now we're just left with this scared volleyball coach talking about being threatened. This can't be the same guy that was talking about beating dick and beating ass from a moment ago, right? Must have switched out or something like that. This guy is just the quintessential peaked in high school loser. He's got a beer belly now, 2 kids that don't respect him, his wife feels trapped with him, so she's probably getting experimental with the neighbor, just trying to think of a way out of the marriage. He just does not seem like a happy guy.
With what?
You flipped me off, and I got it on camera.
Oh yeah, I flipped you off because you didn't stop for a pedestrian.
Who's a pedestrian?
Me and my dog.
You weren't there.
Oh yeah, we were.
No, you weren't.
Okay, well then I flipped you off for no reason for my First Amendment right. So go fuck yourself.
First Amendment, okay.
Yeah.
You can threaten me with the go fuck yourself.
Threaten? Are you threatened by freedom of speech, sir?
Well, you're shaking.
You should go fuck yourself.
You're shaking like a leaf.
Now it's turned into a Twitter argument here out of nowhere. So this guy was talking so fucking tough from behind the wheel of his car. He's like, you know what, I'm gonna kick your ass over there at the middle school parking lot. It's going down. Please don't call my bluff. God, please don't come over here. Oh God, he's here. So he starts to panic and then he immediately gets out his phone, fucking fumbling it around. He's probably got it and not even recording. He probably just accidentally took a picture and thinks it's recording. Why are you threatening me? This maniac, help! Calling the police. This crazy madman's talking about he's gonna kick my ass. He's gonna beat my butt. Oh, please, God, get here and help. Why'd you threaten me? You know, just one of these cowards. Just, there's so many people like this that, you know, that very stereotypical hold me back type, you know, where someone's like going wild, like pretending they want to fight, puffing out their chest, but really that's the last thing in the world they want. That's exactly what this guy tried, but he tried it with the wrong guy. This guy was about that action. He's got his dog with him, and he was probably just going to go over there and beat his ass with one hand.
Yeah, I am, because you threatened to beat my ass.
Well, you can cry.
And this is going on Facebook.
Okay, cry.
Have you heard of Bellingham Living?
Yep.
Yeah, you're going all over it.
Well, I didn't do anything wrong.
Oh, what did you say you were going to come do?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, it's on video.
Well, you look at you.
Yeah, because you threatened to beat my
Your
ass.
dog isn't like you.
And that's the conclusion of this David vs. Goliath match. He never even got out of the car. So the fight that he tried to start, he didn't even show up to. And I have no doubt he drove away thinking that he was the winner and the big man. Which is real fucking sad. Now let's go ahead and go to a classic. I'm sure most of you have seen this video, but this one's such a classic and I really was feeling like watching some tough guy shit. So let's go ahead and watch one of the internet's finest tough guy moments.
You tried to rear-end me and my fucking wife, bitch! Look what you did to my fucking car! I hope you have insurance, motherfucker! Get the fuck out of your truck! I'm gonna beat your fucking ass! Get the fuck out, bitch! Get the fuck out, you pussy!
This road rage incident really has everything you could want. A protagonist you can't help but root for as he just silently stone-faced stares ahead, ignoring the goofball outside of his window doing an interpretive dance and losing his mind. It's just a wonderful video.
Fuck out of your truck! Get the fuck out, you pussy ass bitch! Let's go! Get out! Get out of your truck! Get out of your truck so I can beat your fucking ass!
I will say, his negotiating skills need work. You know, maybe get out of the truck so I can give you candy or something, you know? Like, really try and entice him out of there. Lure him out like an animal. Set little breadcrumbs or something that he might open the door and, you know, get up, you know? He's not even really trying to persuade him to leave. Right now, his only bargaining chip is get out of the truck so I can beat your ass. Who's gonna really want to take that deal? And they can just sit there and laugh at you. I also really appreciate the music in this clip because I think it really adds to the ambiance. The boner jams really add an extra layer of beauty to the video.
Wanna go? Come on! Let's go! Let's go! Take a fucking video! Take a fucking video, cunt! You fucking whore, bitch cunt! Let's go! Come on!
Tough guy thought he was on Xbox Live there for a second.
Get out, bitch! Get out of your fucking truck!
Things really escalate there. We've reached the climax. As his friends show up, he gets even more confident and he goes full baby rage mode. Get out! It's great. And then all of a sudden a G.I. Joe out of nowhere shows up to try and put the kibosh on the whole thing here. Also, one of his friends looks exactly like him. They look like clones. They're even wearing the exact same shirt in a different color. I don't know if they planned that. Or maybe they could be twins, I suppose, but I just thought this was interesting. It's like a video game developer who got lazy, so they just used the same character model and changed the clothes color. Yeah, it's pretty much where that one ends. I really was expecting him to start crying after the huge meltdown moment, but I don't think he ever did get any tears out. He probably did cry on the drive home, I imagine. He really just let it all out because the emotions were just overwhelming. But it would have been nice to see him cry on camera. But, oh well. It's still a classic. And I think these two tough guy videos are pretty solid stuff. Now I think I have a better idea of what it means and looks like to be a tough guy. That's about it. So yeah. You may not have been able to realize it, but over the last couple months I've actually had a vitamin deficiency. I've had dangerously low levels of vitamin T in my diet. Vitamin tough guy. And it's fucking time to take a handful of nails and shove them in my asshole as I look at a real man doing real manly shit in Walgreens. I've always enjoyed watching these tough guys in the wild just to try and learn from an alpha male. So let's get in here and see what a real modern tough guy looks like.
Okay. How's that? How's that? How's that? Fuck you where you
coming
breathe.
after me, man?
Okay?
Why you coming
Don't
after
tell me
me,
what
man?
the fuck to do. How's that, pal?
I didn't tell you what to
You
do.
did. You said don't talk to people who you don't know. I'll talk to whoever the fuck I want to know.
Never mind, I
How's
did.
that, pal?
Never mind, I did tell him not to talk to you.
That's right. So use your fucking head if you know how.
Speaking of using your head, this guy's head looks like it was used to model the thwomps in Super Mario 64. This guy's entire head is like an actual face filter for a TikTok meme video. It's wild. But anyway, you have to respect how he keeps calling him pal, keeping everything civil. I was hoping for a classic I'm not your pal friend, but unfortunately we weren't lucky enough for that kind of Oblivion NPC dialogue exchange. But it's still pretty cool. I don't know why pal is tough to this guy. He just keeps saying pal a lot as if it's intimidating. Like every time he says pal, the guy with the camera starts trembling like, oh, like getting smaller, like, oh fuck, he said pal, oh fuck. Yeah, it's weird. Pal and buddy, for some reason, are like choice words used by middle-aged alcoholic fathers with an attitude like this. And I don't really get why. Those are like the two least intimidating words you can start throwing at someone.
Understood.
Okay, you little pimply little shit.
Hey, you guys. If you guys could not do this in the store.
That sounds good to me.
And then leave.
I'm checking out, sir.
Yeah,
Check
just go
out.
ahead, ring out. If you could take
Okay?
6
You're not
feet.
that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Okay.
Okay?
Are you?
Absolutely.
You're gonna get arrested for this?
Arrested for doing what? Just like a pimple on the left. Somebody says something and you don't like it.
Sir.
And you don't like it, right? Is that what it is?
If
You
don't
little
stop
pimp.
yelling-
There's a lot to unpack here. This is like a fusion of Neil Breen meets David Hasselhoff when he was crawling on the floor for hamburgers. So you can see he's starting to hone in on like personal insults at the guy's appearance by bringing up pimples for some reason. In a moment you'll see the guy doesn't even have pimples, so I don't know where that was coming from. Maybe this guy's living in some kind of delusional fantasy where he's seeing himself as a high schooler and he's like picking apart his own insecurities or something. I don't really know. The angrier this man was getting, the further his IQ was dropping. He said, just like the pimple on the left. And I thought there was going to be something to follow that up, like logically, you know, like make like a tree and leave or some dumb shit like that. That's what I was expecting, but all he said is, just like the pimple on the left, you say something you don't like. Like, what are you pimples don't talk. Like, you know, there's not something a pimple doesn't like to hear. It doesn't have ears, you fucking idiot. That doesn't make any sense. So what do you mean, just like the pimple on the left? That sounds like some kind of Amanda Bynes skit from the 90s. The pimple on the left. What is? I don't know what he was really talking about, but I like his chutzpah. I like where his heart was at. It's pretty fucking impressive. And then he, of course, really stuck it to him, showed him who was boss when he said, you little pimp. You know, I don't know if that's an insult or if this man's just starting to get a little horny. So, you know, he's starting to get a little semi-chum. He's like, you little dirty pimp. Oh, yeah. What am I? You're a little naughty, misbehaving Walgreens customer? Yeah, what are you going to do to me, huh? What are you going to do to me?
Can you hold the camera while I check?
I'll leave the store,
I'm listening
okay?
to the young
Fuck
lady.
you where you bleed, pal. Right where you breathe. Go vote for fucking Biden and suck right here.
Have a good day, sir.
Nothing says tough guy quite like tugging on your own meat in public as you retreat from a Walgreens. Mission accomplished, I would say. Not only did he not get to get whatever he needed at Walgreens, he also just left completely defeated and utterly embarrassed, because now it's all online. Not that this guy uses the internet for anything more than, like, flat earth conspiracies on Facebook or something, but unfortunately, that's the last time we see our favorite little tough goblin. He retreats from the Walgreens, and he goes back to his broken home that he's created due to his inability to control his alcohol and his temper. And I don't know anything about the background of this video or what led up to it, but I would bet a decent chunk of money that this happened in Florida. I just get a really strong Florida sense from this video. I can almost smell the classic soothing aroma of Florida bath salts. But yeah, anyway, it'd been too long since we saw a video of a tough guy, and just wanted to go through one. That's about it. So yeah. Today I saw a video of an overwhelmingly intimidating tough guy. I'm talking full-fledged DEFCON, red alert, sound the alarm, sirens blaring, full chub, full throttle, tough guy. This rare specimen was spotted in the only environment you can find these kind of scary Pokemon, Whole Foods, obviously. Now when you look at me, you probably see a pretty intimidating, scary guy at a 5'6" imposing frame with a big set of fucking pythons on him. Yeah. I can understand why people would think that I'm probably as tough as they get, but what if I told you there's a man that dwarfs even my profuse masculinity? And he's not just a man, he's a father.
People won't learn. These people won't learn. You're a bunch of idiots wearing masks. You know it's not real. Look at you fools. You got a fucking doily on your face, you retard. You look like you fucking got it off your mom's countertop. You feel better now?
Looks like you got a Sharpie off your mom's countertop and scribbled in some weak-ass facial hair. This whole freak out here reminds me of the old Bagel Boss guy. You remember that guy that was extremely short and melted down about women not wanting him at a Bagel Boss restaurant? I get the same vibes from this guy. He just came in here looking for a fight with a chip on his shoulder, mad at the world for fucking nothing. Of course it's about masks. You can look at this guy and immediately tell he doesn't believe in masks and probably believes the world is flat. But I mean, anyway, this guy's dressed like he's trying to go fishing but accidentally wandered into a Whole Foods and now is upset about the whole ordeal. Unfortunately, he's brought his family here with him to embarrass them, and make no mistake, they seem extremely embarrassed by their father as this video continues.
You look like an idiot. You're a child. Trying to make you wear a mask. Shut up. Shut up. Yelling at people. You're a dork. Look at you, you giant fucking dork. What are you gonna do? Come outside. Come outside and show me how tough you are.
The guy that confronted our protagonist is about twice the size of him from what I can see here, so I'm pretty sure that the dad was already starting to sweat a little bit and really praying that his sons would pretend to hold him back, which they did beautifully. It just saved him a lot of embarrassment so he could keep talking shit, knowing full well that the guy that he was talking shit to could literally eat him. I swear to God, this guy could suckle on his nipples standing up. The mismatch in terms of size was laughable. So it was extremely lucky that the dad decided to melt down with his kids nearby, able to get him out of the situation that he's caused. He really does not look like somebody you'd want to piss off. Just look at that beard, that majestic beard. He looks like an old blacksmith who made the tools for the Olympic gods to use. He looks like the kind of guy that would fuck your ass up in a fight, and then just fuck your ass just because he's that powerful.
I'll beat that fucking mask off your face like a fucking retard. Fucking pussies. You're all a bunch of pussies wearing masks. Losers.
Goodbye.
I will say, I respect that this man keeps shit-talking even as he's being carried away like a baby out of a Toys R Us throwing a temper tantrum. He doesn't let the embarrassment of getting picked up by his son stop him from talking a lot of shit for no reason. I actually do love the shamelessness from the father here. He feels no level of embarrassment after being picked up and carried away. His son was so shameful of his father breaking down here and becoming a public nuisance that the only course he could find was picking him up and removing him from the property. After decades of butt-chugging Miller Lights in the bathtub, the father has just lost the ability to feel shame. And this is the result. This looked like something out of Fall Guys, just getting grabbed and carried away slowly outside of the store. A great meltdown, though. Another good meltdown. I gotta tell you, the mask debate here, which isn't really a debate. There's one side which is right, and then the one side that's wrong. The wrong side obviously being the ones that think masks are the devil or a muzzle or a microchip or some shit. That's clearly the wrong side. But this whole dichotomy here, this war on masks has been the gift that keeps on giving in terms of public freakouts and meltdowns. Every single day, there's a new troglodyte that decides to wander out into the world and just go fucking wild about a mask. But yeah, anyway, just wanted to showcase a real tough dad out there, making sure the local Piggly Wiggly here knows that he's the boss, he's the sheriff, and if he sees you wearing a mask, well, he's gonna shit in his little diapers there and go wild in public. So keep that in mind next time you think you're going to a Piggly Wiggly in a mask, because this guy might just come around the block and put the kibosh on that whole operation by yelling and screaming and screeching. So anyway, that's about it. See ya. Yesterday there was a war fought on American soil that I'm sure many of you have seen by now. A one-man army barged into a local smoothie place, assaulted the young workers, got racist, got arrested, and subsequently fired from his very well-paying job. He was one of the top 25 highest-grossing wealth advisors in Connecticut, and he threw all of it away over what was ultimately his fault when it came to a smoothie dispute. This battle was up there with the Battle of Troy, but instead of being fought over a woman, it was fought over a smoothie. To briefly break down the situation before sharing the video, or at least some of the video, I can't share all of it because he gets racist and I'm not going to show that. So just to briefly sum up the lore here, there was a father who had ordered a smoothie from this smoothie place earlier in the day. He mentioned he didn't want any peanut butter in it, so when he got the smoothie, he brought it to his son who has a peanut allergy, and his son had an allergic reaction to the smoothie and ended up in the hospital. Sometime after this, the father then went like full-blown fucking vigilante mode, goddamn trying to emulate John Wick, went back to the smoothie place to demand to speak face-to-face with the person who made the smoothie, but the 4 girls that were working there at the time were not the 4 employees that made that smoothie, so they didn't know who it was. So then the father got very upset, yelling and screaming, treating it like a 2009 Call of Duty Xbox Live lobby, just absolutely shouting, being racist, and tried to kick down the employees only door, I imagine to try and like beat them up or some shit. Then police got involved, he got arrested, lost his job. The whole thing honestly played out like a fucking Dhar Mann video over the last 12 hours. Father gets angry, gets racist, gets fired, lives to regret it. Now, I want to make it clear, I think the father is totally in the right to be mad about the situation, but nothing justifies racism and like trying to assault people that didn't even have anything to do with the situation in the first place or any of that shit. The most important part of this story is the father never specified he didn't want the peanut butter due to allergies. He never specified that it was due to, allergies to peanuts that he wanted the peanut butter excluded. So the workers may have made a mistake of blending it in a blender that had already had a peanut butter smoothie in it at some point. But nothing excuses how the father handled this situation at all. It's terrible what happened to his son, and what the father should have done is handle this legally, professionally. The dude's a fucking wealth advisor, at a very reputable place. He shouldn't be some kind of troglodyte homunculus who thinks the only solution here is to goofily march into the smoothie place, fee-fi-fo-fumming, ready to fight some high school girls. It's absolutely outrageous the way he handled it, and there's no excuse for it. Now, from what I understand, most restaurants do have a policy when someone asks for anything regarding nuts, like leave off, the peanut butter or whatever, the assumption is supposed to be made that it is due to allergies, which is why they have like a special blender at smoothie places from what I was reading. So yes, the smoothie place is at fault, which is why the father should have handled this legally, not as some kind of agent of chaos or whatever. Let me go ahead and show you the video now.
Please don't yell at us.
Don't videotape me.
You have no room to yell at us.
I want to speak to the fucking person who made this drink. Is that you?
No,
we don't know who made it,
You
so.
don't know who made it?
There's 4 of us here, so we honestly don't know.
Fucking stupid, fucking ignorant high school kids.
Okay,
I
bye.
want to speak to the fucking
Bye.
manager.
Okay, you can call corporate whenever you want. Goodbye.
Gian, stop. You're on camera.
Fuck
You're on
out of
camera.
here,
You're on
you
camera.
fucking bitch.
No, I don't care.
Give it to me right now.
What?
I'm calling the police. I'm calling the police.
Fuck you, fucking bitch. I want the fucking telephone number right now.
Gianna,
I want the telephone number. Shut the fuck
You
up.
shut up. Get out. You can call corporate whenever you want. Bye.
You're a fucking idiot.
Okay, good for you. Fuck out. You're
Like I said, I'm not going to keep any of the racist shit he said in here because obviously I don't want to keep that in here. So this is the worst way of handling any situation ever. I talked about it on stream last night, so I'll play some of those clips. But there's nothing that excuses this behavior. I've seen quite a few people almost defend him, saying like how emotional he must have been with his son. And yeah, that's a horrible thing that happened to his kid off of a mistake from the facility here. But this is not the way you go about it. And nothing justifies racism and like attacking people, especially people that had nothing to do with what happened in the first place. And if he was really that emotional about his son, why wasn't he with his son at the hospital at this point? I'm assuming when this was happening, his son was still at the hospital. This probably wasn't like 18 hours later, or, you know, the next day or anything. So he sent his son to the hospital and then immediately came over here like it was some kind of revenge movie or something. It's disgusting. I don't think they like maliciously put peanut butter in his smoothie after he asked not to. It was probably just using a cross-contaminated blender that had peanut butter in it. Just sue. Exactly. He could have handled this legally or anything other than whatever the fuck he thought he was doing here, like Liam Neeson. Fair, but if I was a dad, I'd get just as angry, just without the racism. He absolutely had a right to be angry. I don't think anyone disputes that. But he doesn't have a right to be racist, or go to the place and threaten high school girls. And throw a smoothie at them, call them all kinds of horrible names, and then try and literally break down the door to, I assume, beat them up. Most places when they hear no peanuts / nuts of any kind, they're supposed to assume allergies due to how common it is. That would make sense. He was the wealth management advisor, and managing director for Merrill Lynch. Yeah, that's what it was. He only worked with clients with $1 million or more. I remember that. I guess you can't control emotions when your son is in the hospital. What? What? I mean, no matter how mad you get, there's never an excuse for racism. Like, what do you mean? It's not like, my son, time to go be racist. Dude looks way older than 48. He doesn't look that much older than 48. Like, it's not like a good 48 he's rocking, but it's also not, like, terrible. You clearly haven't met a 48-year-old in Florida. Yeah, so as I mentioned, this father only worked with clients who had $1 million or more worth of, like, assets in their account or some shit like that. So this guy he was big money. He wasn't making peanuts. This guy was making, like, fucking fat, big old stacks. And he lost that job, like, hours after this video surfaced. Overall, this whole situation was awful. Feel really bad for the kid. Both parties were at fault, but the father was significantly more in the wrong for how he handled this. There is just no excuse for this behavior whatsoever. So, yeah, that's about it. So, yeah. What's up, everybody? It's Critical. This season on the YouTube drama soap opera has been a pretty interesting one, and as this season winds to a close, we get one hell of a surprise here. It turns out YouTube tough guys aren't that tough. What a shocker. Now when I say YouTube tough guys, I'm referring to the braggadocio YouTubers like Rice Gum and Faze Banks. Faze Banks also happens to be the protagonist in today's story. And the ones that really just flex a whole bunch of money on their 12-year-old fans who live vicariously through their success. The fan base is sad, their personas are sad. Today we get to see what happens when an unstoppable douchebag meets an actual confrontation. Now I want to make it clear before I start this, I don't care about the story. It's a fucked up story and I'm not taking sides, although I am more inclined to believe Faze Banks and Alyssa's side, even though they are known liars. Barley's statement was just really bad, and in my experience the bouncers do start most of this shit at these types of establishments. But once again, I don't care about the story, I just care about when Faze Banks gets involved in a fight. The security footage has just been released. The footage is chopped into pieces to fit this horrible narrative that I don't believe any rational person's going to believe at all, but it does show Faze Banks in an actual confrontation. No smoke and mirrors, no CGI. This is a real YouTube tough guy in a real altercation.
A couple are internet stars. We monitor stuff like this here at the television station. They get millions of hits over outrageous videos that they post. Their names are Alyssa Violet and Ricky Banks.
And I can't believe it happened to us.
What happened to Ricky Banks began when he was in a restricted basement area of the Barley House and was asked to leave. He made fists.
I love how the reporter calls them outrageous videos. He looks down on the videos, as well he should. They're really bad videos. But if only you could say shitty videos on the air, huh, reporter? This is the first sign that you're an insufferable asshole when you throw up a set of hands and then walk away. trying to make it seem like your dick isn't 2 inches fully erect in front of everybody there, so you throw up your hands like you're ready to fight, but really you don't want to fight at all. You just want to get the fuck out of there and hope he doesn't take your lunch money. On YouTube, that comical display of masculinity will get an applause from your 12-year-old audience for your courage and being too real and savage, but in real life you can see him immediately walk away because he knows the bouncer would beat his ass into his asshole. Now, I do agree with FaZe Banks, though, in that perhaps the bouncers were power tripping and being overly aggressive, because in my experience, the bouncers in a lot of places are power tripping insecure bundles of meat who take out a lot of aggression on the customers unnecessarily. So I agree that maybe this bouncer was a big douchebag, but don't throw up your set of hands like you're going to throw down with him, because you're not, and you didn't.
And feigned fighting to a bouncer. He and his girlfriend, Alyssa, resisted and were guided up the steps into the main dining area. She was riding a bouncer's back aggressively. Then the cameras came out again, with Alyssa getting into the faces of other customers, just trying to leave. There's punching and hair pulling. As it goes on, you see Ricky throw a glass at other customers. Later, another confrontation as the camera came out again. There's a struggle, and from the shadows, Ricky attacks again, striking a customer, not a bouncer as he had boasted.
Now, Ricky comes out of nowhere and starts pounding this guy in the face from behind. Totally cheap shot.
FaZe Banks out here with his bald spot looking like a fucking default monk class in an MMO game. No wonder he always wears a hat. For real, Ricky, keep that hat on. If you take that hat off in one of your awful vlog videos, your 12-year-old audience is going to respond like that scene in the SpongeBob movie when King Neptune is revealed to be bald. I also really love how these vlogging YouTubers get really upset when other people record them. Like last year when Rice Gum slapped the phone out of the Gabby Show's, aka Gabby Schumer Show's, hand because she was recording him. You'd think of all people to be okay with being recorded in public, it'd be these assholes, but apparently not. So as we just saw, all 90 pounds of FaZe Banks went into fight or flight mode there. His low testosterone and high estrogen really started pumping quickly, and he went against his nature and actually got involved in a confrontation. And the best thing he could muster is he could throw a fucking sucker punch. You will never lose my respect or the respect of any man faster than throwing a sucker punch on somebody. Just start sneaking up behind a man like he's in Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell playing as Sam Fisher going for an assassination and throws the weakest wet noodle of a punch I have ever seen in my life. And he actually broke his hand from this punch here. He lets out this flurry of incompetent and clearly awful throws that is just so laughably bad. I can't be happier that he broke his hand in it. It looks like an old lady fighting for her purse back right now. It's just so sad. Here's one of your premier YouTube tough guys duking it out with someone in real life who didn't even see them coming. Don't tussle with the muscle, or lack of muscle. No, but really, for real, don't tussle with the FaZe muscle. Unless, of course, you do, then he's going to break his hand on the back of your head. And then you'll be left wondering why a 3-year-old just shot a spitball at the back of your head. You'll pretty much mistake his punch for a mosquito landing on you. Now, as a surprise to nobody, YouTube tough guys are my least favorite content creators on this website, and I say content creators in quotation marks. I really despise them. And it's not because I hate their content, which I do. I understand people are going to like different content, and their content is geared towards children. So that's not where I have a problem. My problem is how they shit on everybody else who isn't as successful as them or doesn't have as much money as them, and how they manufacture so much negativity on the site and create all of this fake drama and fake beef. And then they make these abysmal diss tracks at each other that make my cock smaller just by listening to snippets of them. And then they have all of these call-out videos where I'm so tough, come fight me. It's just so, it's embarrassing. Which is why I never call myself a YouTuber, because it's downright just embarrassing to even be associated with a lot of shit on this platform. And unfortunately, the first thing someone thinks of when they hear the word YouTube, the first thing they think of are these human catheters like FaZe Banks, Rice Gum, and Jake Paul, because they're the most successful right now. But yeah, anyway, this was a National Geographic look at a YouTube tough guy in the wild. So I'd also like this to serve as a reminder to any viewers of the YouTube tough guys that they're just playing characters. They don't actually believe they're tough guys who can take people in fights. They know they can't, which is why they just make videos back and forth against each other and never do anything about it. So yeah, that's it. See ya. A couple days ago, I treated you all like my therapist, where I confided in you that I wasn't feeling overly tough anymore. When I posted that video watching Tough Guys, I told you about my insecurities. I wasn't feeling like a manly man's man, like lumberjack, butt fucking pussy slaying tough guy. And today it just really hit me even harder. That box behind me right there is a bidet attachment for my toilet. No tough guy is cleaning their ass, let alone pressure washing it. So I needed to watch another tough guy today to get inspired and remember what it's like to be extremely masculine, and I found a great patient zero for this. This is one of the toughest men I've ever seen in a Walmart.
Don't try to fucking go too far and start something, right? Right? You want to see my back kick right now?
Call the cops.
This guy forgot he's not in college anymore, so his frat can't back him up. So to me, he seems a little bit skittish, but kind of like a scared animal, trying his best not to look weak, but in doing so looks extremely weak. I will say, though, I love his threats. Do you want to see my back kick? Sounds like something SpongeBob would say after taking one lesson of karate. I feel like this dude's stuck in some kind of time vortex where he thinks he's 10 years younger than he actually is in reality, but he definitely strikes me as a fighter, a fucking warrior. I guarantee every time he goes into the bathroom to take a shit, he shadow boxes in the mirror just to practice his combat techniques. He probably just envisions all of these incredible fights in his head where he's the anime protagonist, the hero. So he's working on like these weird techniques, like fucking charging up his punches like Donkey Kong. And then of course his signature back kick.
Let's go!
Call cops.
Yep, call the cops right now.
That's what I'm tired of. You guys think, you like black people. You guys think you guys are so fucking strong.
Yeah.
You guys think you're so fucking strong and everything.
Congratulations, you just set a new any % record for the racism speedrun. It only took him like 2 sentences to reveal that he's a racist, so that was pretty impressive. Look at this technique though, I mean look at that stance. What is that? Is that crouching tiger hidden douchebag? I take back what I said, he doesn't look weak. If I was to choose one word to describe this man, it would be diesel. He's looking strong and fierce. He's taken 2 rumble boxing aerobics courses at his local gym, and he's feeling like a champion.
Right, come on, make a move, dude, come on.
Sir, I'm
Come on.
asking you, time to go.
Come on.
Time to go, sir.
What?
Excuse me.
What?
Hey, excuse me. Hey,
Get out of here.
time to go.
You've been drinking. You need to go.
His speed is inhuman. If you blinked, you would have missed over 1,000 blows. I think the human eye can only register like half of the moves he actually did there, but I slowed down the footage in order to see every move. When he did this, into this, there was actually over 15 individual punches thrown. It was like out of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And admittedly, that kick was a lot higher than I thought it would ever be, coming from a guy that looks like this. I'm sure it came at a high price. That's definitely the highest he's kicked since he was a kid. And he's definitely paying the price. I'm sure he pulled a muscle there and he won't be able to walk in the morning, but god damn it did he look strong doing it. It was worth it in the end. After seeing this, I have no doubt that this man is an absolute weapon. I guarantee his Bible study peers are afraid of him, just in case they get on his bad side, because he might unleash an unholy beatdown and absolutely clobber ass. These techniques are forbidden jutsu, and he's mastered each and every one of them.
The Walmart on
Yeah.
Anderson. Pokemon Snap just came out. I was trying to get Pokemon Snap.
Pokemon Snap. Yeah, that's what we're here for too.
Yeah, just in case you were curious what started all of this, apparently that guy was just being an asshole over a copy of Pokemon Snap, and then decided to start threatening back kicks and shit like that. Crazy. Yeah, but huge thanks to the Walmart staff for intervening there. If left unchecked, that man's power could have gone out of control and just been devastating, like an apocalypse-level event. That's probably the Armageddon that was written about in the Bible, is just when that guy's temper flares up. I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't an asteroid that killed the dinosaurs. It was this guy just getting angry about Pokemon Snap not being available. So, I mean, Jesus Christ. It was a close call, but Walmart staff really saved the day there. And now that guy's going to go home, butt chug his Budweiser, and just think about how strong he was. Because this guy was a real fucking tough guy. And, yeah, that's about it. See ya.